Aqualung, my friend, don't you start away uneasy. You poor old sod, you can see it's only me, George Decay. And I'm here with my good friend Bill Shatner.
Blah! It's
Aerlumron Productions' Flying Spaghetti Monster. Or I could be lying.
out here. Sometimes you just gotta wear a dickie.
Hello, this is the one and only and mysterious Aerlumron of Aerlumron Productions, and welcome to the Wasteland Privateer Project and the bitty world of Wasteland Privateer. This video is dedicated to the truncated, paraphrased version of the basic game mechanics. Game difficulty modes. Mojo Rising, of course, is the default mode. The applicable challenges are fair and balanced. It should be noted that Wasteland Privateer is not intended to be a hand-eye coordination challenging game. Not one of those things that you yell and scream and get frustrated and wish to headbutt your monitor. For those of you who suffer from the delusion that Wasteland Privateer is a first-person shooter only, you'll probably say, "Well, it's just too easy." Suffer mode. You will suffer. You will die many times. Bodily fluids will be everywhere. Oh, did little Johnny pee his pants? I will sit back and laugh. I'll invite friends. We'll have little doilies with cake. Stained with your blood. Suffer. Now, for the record, Wasteland Privateer is not being designed by Atari, so therefore there will not be that berserk robot that appears out of nowhere, walks differently, and fires exceptionally fast, killing you. Nor will your spacecraft appear in the middle of an asteroid. Atari cheats. You all know what I'm talking about. Oh, for those of you who actually want to cheat, we of course have cheater mode. It should be relatively self-explanatory, but nonetheless, it means that you can tweak just about any statistical aspect of the game in your favor, in the favor of the game, or anything in between. It's all cheater mode. Now, it also should be stated that there is a fourth form of a mode. Wasteland Privateer is clearly ripe for modulation, and we could all have a great deal of fun with that. I, at this time, wish to announce a challenge. Please, someone, make the Heat Miser mod. Replace all of the characters and all the creatures in the game with Heat Miser, and replace all the music with the Heat Miser song. Ba-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. Da-da-da-da. I'm Mr. Heat Blister. I'm Mr. 101. They call me Heat Miser. Whenever I touch, da-da-da-da, starts to melt in my clutch. He's too much. He's Mr. Heat Miser. He's Mr. Sun. Thank you, thank you. He's Mr. Heat Blister. He's Mr. 101. I never wanna see a day without Wasteland Privateer. Anyway, you get the idea. Please make Heat Miser mod. Choose a tune. Choose a tune. Choose a tune for your life. Abigail Lemnash, of course, is the default character, and she's also the cover girl, so to speak, as I mentioned earlier. Quick note on NPCs. Abigail and, of course, Randy start off with Swirl in the party. NPCs are not required to be in your party. This is mostly a matter of choice, but you may wish to take advantage of them. In certain storyline scenarios, NPCs will be compelled to be in your party to complete that particular scenario. In some cases, those NPCs are not normally available for your party. A good example would be Sheriff Barnes. Now, if you're a pussy, we got Randy Nash. If you're too much of a pussy to play a chick because your gonads are small, you're insecure about your manhood, you can't bring yourself to play a beautiful chick with a honker like that, looking like Kate Bush or Mary Steenburgen or Claudia Black or maybe Jennifer Grey before the Barbie doll thing. Anyway, there's really no difference between Randy and the chick. He's a little taller, he's a little stronger, she's got better dexterity, she's a better looker, and she's got better headlights on the truck. What do you think I was gonna say? I'm not some kind of scumbag like you who's too much of a pussy to play a chick. Think about it. I'm gonna have a cannoli. Custom tune. You can customize your stats, your appearance, your clothing, and your gear. After doing such, you do not appear at the Nash Akbar. Rather, you appear in the middle of the wasteland with a nasty bump on your head with amnesia. You have very few possessions left. You have a privateer badge, which is not personalized, so it doesn't identify you. You meet Colonel Codpiece in Tribeca, and he decides that you're likely a privateer and gives you permission to resume duties. Eventually, you find out who you are and what you're doing there. It should be noted that Abigail Nash, of course along with Swirl, are now NPCs that will eventually be made available to you. Key mapping or key binding, default prototype. We've all been in that situation where we've purchased a game and quickly discover that the game developer was either on drugs or is just exceptionally stupid. Because their key configuration and their user interface, for example, is completely and utterly absurd. If you're wise, you know you cannot please everyone all of the time. You can be the inventor of breathable air, and you'll still have those jokers. Ooh, I want my air to be an iridescent cobalt blue, or perhaps a lovely chartreuse. That would be fabulous.
I want my air to be funky and chunky, like a Snickers bar, because I got that hunger. Poking at me, poking at me.
With Wasteland Privateer, I've tried to use the most rational and logical key mapping for the actions of this particular game. You can also go into settings and tweak the key mapping to your liking for some keys. Equally, the default mode is actually 2 sets of key mapping in one. Those who prefer WASD for their movement can have that section of the keypad be the center of their commands. Those like me, who prefer the arrow keys for movement, can have that section of the keypad for the center of their commands. Both alt keys are toggle crouch. Both shift keys are jump/climb start. Both control and the Q button are the hold to run. Point of view has 2 sets of keys. M is map, R is reload, I is inventory, escape is pause, menu, and menu back. All of them are very logical. There is also 3 select confirm actions. Space, enter, and very importantly, pushing down on the mouse wheel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the forgotten button.
The mouse functions are very straightforward and are similar to many 3D action games. The left hold and the mouse wheel functions are derived from the parent game Swordnid. By holding the left button down, you can power up the distance of a throwing item that you have equipped. By spinning the mouse wheel, you cycle through the at-ready gear system, and then you press the mouse wheel to select that particular gear. From day one, Wasteland Privateer has always planned to have a crawl mode, where you can crawl into all sorts of fun nooks and crannies, as well as tunnels that are perhaps built by the Swordnid underground, for example, to avoid enemies or find loot or other activities. It should be noted that it is not superfluous to crouch mode. The capital lock button on most keypads has a light indicator. This is very important because you don't want to be stuck in crawl mode if you suddenly enter combat. However, if there are explosions, for example, crawl mode serves as a duck and cover to reduce or prevent harm to your character. I intend to have the game programmed, whereas if you are in crawl mode inside an area such as a tunnel that requires it, and choose to switch out, your character will not spring up and breach the wrong side of a bounding box. Upon leaving the area, however, your character will spring up into standing mode.
Tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Walking versus running. If you're anything like me, you don't like it when games have walk modes that are so incredibly slow, you might as well be Tiny Tim, or Grasshopper trying not to rip the rice paper. Often the alternative is only elbows, fists, and kneecaps, which is equally preposterous in some scenarios. In Wasteland Privateer, I intend to have walk mode a brisk, reasonable pace. The encumbrance-based inventory system will slow your character down in direct proportion to your level of encumbrance, not in one fell swoop. By pressing the back key, your character will literally move backwards at a slower pace. Your character will not spin 180 degrees. Climbing. Admit it, we've all done it. Continuously hitting the jump button to try to get over those objects that are maybe like 3 foot tall, and maybe we'll find a sweet spot and actually get over. Well, I intend to bypass that with an actual climbing functionality.
Well, it's about time.
I'm very disappointed in many games that should have one and don't. In Wasteland Privateer, you'll be able to climb up walls, rocks in ruins, and the like. You'll be able to strafe across ledges and wires, as well as climb up ropes and ladders. If you're familiar with the game Dragon's Dogma, you may have noticed how well crafted the climbing function is for rocks and structures. I hope to follow suit with Wasteland Privateer.
Went to the doctor to amputate a fine middle finger, digit number 8. Claimed a magic crystal, said a witch's curse. Half-assed doctor said, how deep's your purse? Well, I don't think you're taking me seriously.
Well, that's not a reason be an amputee.
Get ready, I feel it. Get ready, it's coming on. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. Face palm, honey. Face palm, honey. Face palm, honey. Ooh, 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 face palm. He wrote a little book, claimed the earth was flat, sprinkled with dogma, not a single fact. Went to the college to lecture this, fool all the students with the rebel bliss. Hey there, professor, want my autograph?
If I'm a monkey uncle, then the earth is flat.
Get ready, I feel it. Get ready, it's coming on. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. Face palm, honey. Face palm, honey. Face palm, honey. Ooh, 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 face palm.
Not even a double Picard could ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid thus far.
Sheriff thought Joe looked Mexican, threw him across the border to be with his kin. Joe said, wait, I'm American, born and raised, I'm Californian.
Well, I don't see no fancy green card.
Why should I have one who put you in charge? Get ready, I feel it. Get ready, it's coming on. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. Face palm, honey. Face palm, honey. Face palm, honey. Ooh, 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 face palm. He went to the church there to talk to God, cure his son of the fleshy rod. Claimed to speak to him with a tongue in state, dropped a few coins in the collection plate. He went home to praise Adam and Eve, found his son with a guy named Steve.
Hi there.
Get ready, I feel it. Get ready, it's coming on. And do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. Do the face palm, honey. Do the face palm, baby. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the stupid so far. A double Picard could never ever retard all the stupid we are and the